API Equality Northern California was started as a pro-LGBT API voice in response to a lot of anti-same-sex marriage sentiments that were being expressed in the Asian American community.
What our work is now is focusing on oral histories, on activism and community building. We are strengthening our leadership development work, not only to empower and share skills with young folks, but also our communities intergenerationally. There are folks who are coming out in their 30s and their 50s, and for them, having these skills and opportunities to tell their story and be leaders in their own community is really important.
Our vision for the future is a world in which queer Asian Pacific Islanders can see ourselves and our existence reflected everywhere we go. Whether that's in the media, in our schools, in our curriculum, in our own families and friend circles, where we can fully be who we are.
So a lot of our work has been about empowering young folks, teachers, people of faith, to really be empowered to tell their story and to really be empowered to go back to the communities where it's hardest to be queer and Asian and to be our full selves. And by going back to the communities where we need to have these conversations the most, I think that's where our direction is heading. We are asserting ourselves and our full existence in the places where it was so hard to be and where we were so invisible. So I think we have teachers who are involved with us that can bring back curriculum into their classrooms. We have people of faith who can bring their stories into their churches or places of worship. And we have young activists who can go back to their college campuses and really empower a generation of educated young people with a lens to organize around queer justice in the API movement.
You know, we have a very deep and rich history here of LGBT API activism that doesn't exist in other parts of the country necessarily. And, you know, we've really been able to see our role and where we're situated as being almost like ground zero, or we're generating possibilities with our work. You know, some of the groups that are part of QJF are really working on issues of mere survival. So, you know, the folks at PRISM working on police brutality, the work that they do with Southeast Asian youth who face the threat of violence or deportation on a near daily basis. You know, the folks at Freedom Inc. who are also working with low-income folks and refugee communities. We're not necessarily doing that work, but I think what we are looking at is what's down the line. What does it look like for us to be able to be proactive about building our histories, collecting them, sharing our stories, and what does it look like for a group to have access to this very deep and rich history and network, and how do we leverage that in service of the broader community?